Mario, this is it! We're almost done!
Enough! This ends now.
Welcome to WaterparkRanger's Let's Play Paper Mario and 1000 Year Door. This is the final boss, the Shadow Queen. And for perhaps the only time in the game since who knows when, I'm actually going to be using Tattle so that we can tell how much HP this boss has. That's the Shadow Queen. Wow, she's scary, but we gotta hold our ground. Max HP is 150, attack is 7, and defense is 1. She'll use lightning magic and boost her own attack and defense power. And, if she uses her breath on us, we could be poisoned, confused, or lose power-ups. But, the worst is when she saves energy for a big attack. That is gnarly! We do best just to avoid it by hiding in the shadows with Vivian, I think. Boy, and not only is her body scary, but her hands are pretty mean as well. She has several attack patterns, so watch closely to see what's coming. Now, Mario, let's do it! This is it, our final battle! Let's give it all we've got! That just sounds so shonen anime. Okay. In a way, I've always felt that the storyline of Paper Mario 1000 Year Door, a lot of games, but like especially this one, it's very much like a shonen anime story where they end up fighting like one big bad guy who's kind of unrelated to the other ones, like each story arc, and then all together it ends up into an overall plot where they end up fighting the big bad guy at the end. It sounds really generic, but like the way that the character dialogue, and especially this ending sequence, with like everyone saying, "Oh, you have to believe in Mario and his friends," like, I feel like this could have easily been the end to like an anime series about Mario. That's just the way it always hit me. We had a pretty good power lift there, actually. I was really glad to get some even offense and defense on that. That was nice to see. Damn. Hands attack and the head attacks, so it's pretty nasty. With Koops, the great thing is that after you power lift with him, all it takes is his normal shell attack to kill the hands. Really great. Usually you get like stuck into a pattern of using Vivian to attack, but it's honestly better if you can use Koops' multi-hitting. Also, you always get this Shine Sprite bingo at this point, so feel free to go wild with a Supernova to start if you want. Because the star power is just going to get replenished at this point in the battle.
What? Now is it that you can hurt me?
Now we're talking! Time for payback!
Fools!
Yeah, the general, oh god, yeah. This is the thing she does, is she'll have the thing where the two hands attack, and also where a swarm of hands attack. You saw this previewed, last episode. Now you're gonna see it for real, because she also has this massive charge shockwave, which is kind of like the off-wave attack that Taboo uses in Super Smash Bros. Brawl. If you've ever seen that, you know how nasty it can be, and this one is no exception either. You definitely don't want to get hit with it, because it boosts her offense, and it's basically her version of a supernova, I guess you could say. Doing approximately 15 damage to everyone on your team, and honestly, you don't want to take that hit, because you're taking enough damage from her normal attacks. Don't want to get hit with a supercharged one. What I always do is I have Vivian use Veil to avoid it, though I've seen people who use Koops' like Shell Shield to block it, which I think is fine. You can do that if you want. Overall, it might actually be better to use Koops than Vivian, but I just happen to prefer Vivian. Even if Vivian's fire thing takes more FP to use, just because I prefer to use Veil instead of Shell Shield. That's just my preference, though. I can see why people might want to use Koops, because his moves don't take nearly as much FP. Especially because his Power Slide, I think, doesn't even... like, it doesn't even take half of what Vivian's Fire Jinx does, and it does the same basic attack. The same basic effect of getting rid of the hands, if that's what you're going for, which normally you are, because the hands, like, constantly keep respawning. Koops' power side is just a better bet than the Fiery Jinx most of the time. Oh yeah, of course, I'm sure I've mentioned that Kooper, the Koopa that you get in Paper Mario, has an even cooler sliding move, I think the Fire Slide or something like that. It's really cool. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to use Veil again to hide from the Shockwave, and I didn't expect to get that bingo. Yeah, that's one of the only preset bingos that I know of in the game, is that Shine Sprite one that you get in this phase of the Shadow Queen a little earlier. It's kind of weird. It's definitely guaranteed to happen every time you fight her. It's odd that it's in the game, because Peach heals you to full right before you fight her anyway. So, like, why bother showing it again? It's almost as if they forgot that there was a cutscene in which Peach healed you before. It definitely helps to bring back the audience that she ate last round, though. That's probably the main purpose of it. Having the audience back is really important, because then you can build up your star power. That's probably why they gave it to you, yeah. Anyway, as you saw, the Shadow Queen's breath has poisoned us, and it's also it's actually being a little bit tricky for us to power bounce properly. I messed up a couple good power bounces earlier, but I got the most recent one pretty well. You definitely want to power up Vivian's attack, that way she can kill that swarm of hands. I think they're called the dead hands. Ugh, didn't want to have to deal with the charged attack again. But we have no choice, so let's get a good hit with Mario. Or we could use Power Lift again, because we have the star power for it. Nah, Power Bounce. Never know what my past self's gonna do, and I'd rather not peek in, because I'd like to keep things as spontaneous as possible. There we go, Veil! This has got to be like the third or fourth time we've dodged this attack. Normally she doesn't spam it quite like this, though to be honest, at least, it's pretty predictable and easy to avoid. Though Mario's HP is getting a little bit low. The good news is that we have full star power, which means that after we take this hit, we can heal up Mario with, Sweet Feast. Also, she just raised her defense by 3. That's very irritating, but I certainly prefer it to her charged attack. The thing that's most irritating, I think, that the Shadow Queen can do is raising her defense, and then using her big hands to steal your HP and add it to her own, which means that her HP is more likely to increase than to go down while you're fighting her, which is the opposite of winning. It is losing, and I hate when that happens. I think you can understand pretty well why the Shadow Queen is like a very hard final boss. I make it look easier than it is here, trust me. Especially because I brought along like a bunch of great healing items if anything were to go wrong. And the first time that I fought her in this game, I don't think I had very much to heal with. I just was not nearly as strategic. I did not use nearly so much BP. Having all that extra offense like really helps, as well as a little bit of luck. Oh, plus a boo from the audience just made Vivian invisible, which is really great. So now Vivian won't be hurt at all by any of the Shadow Queen's moves, even without having to use Veil or something like that. So, Fiery Jinx once more. Great move. Really like Fiery Jinx. And I've gotten good using the Stylish command with it. Also, I just gotta say, I always thought the Shadow Queen's design was really cool, but more than that, I also really like the thing that happens with the candles. How, like, there's all those candles, and then when the Shadow Queen appears, the fire goes out and then it gets replaced by, like, dark fire instead. That's really neat. One of the better Mario villains for sure. Oh, we got hurt.
You do not know what you have done.
That line always scared me the first time I fought this boss, I'm not gonna lie, because I'm like, oh, what have I done? I didn't realize I did anything particularly bad. And the sad thing is, after she said that, the fight would always get much harder. And just the first couple times I played this game, the first time I played the game, it took me a couple times to beat the Shadow Queen. I found it to be a really hard boss, and like the first time that I fought her, I almost won, but then lost due to some stupid reason. I forget what it was. It was just like, she was too tough. And it's especially sad because you have that big rousing cutscene where everyone's like, come on, go, do it, Mario, and then you lose. And it's like, oh, but they tried so hard to support you and you let them all down. And that's the sad thing. That's exactly what happened the first time we played this game. But, surprisingly, it's not that bad of a memory. I really like this final dungeon. Overall, it's just so cool. And besides, I, like, rarely got game over, so losing at the final boss was like, wow, they actually made a challenging conclusion, which was nice. Also, it seems like that breath didn't do very much damage to us when we guarded against it. Nice. Very good. Also, during that option where, the Shadow Queen's talking to you in that earlier conversation, and it says, refuse the switch or become her servant. If you say, become her servant, you just get a game over. So, yeah, it doesn't give you an alternate storyline or anything. Oh man, that is a serious offensive right there. A charged attack and a swarm of angry hands. Well, what shall we do? Mario obviously should be the one attacking, not Vivian, because Vivian is going to have to hide us with Veil. I'm going to go right for her main body, because I intend to kill her more than her hands. I'm more intent with just attacking the body than the hands, because the hands will keep respawning, inevitably, the body might not get a chance to heal.
No, it cannot be. How?
Oh god, here we go. Like the 5th time she's done this. It seems like every time that she has to do this move, those big hands come back. Probably to give you a cue, like when they stick up is when you're supposed to guard. That's my guess. Or like, it's something like that. I know that's probably not exactly what you're supposed to do. But yeah, it's only for when she uses a shockwave, because see, now that the shockwave's been used, the swarm of hands has come back. And we got confused. The confusion is really dangerous. Oh, but we both got lucky and avoided that attack entirely. That is why luck is incredible. And right there, we had all the luck. All of it. Okay, Fiery Jinx, first off. It could always hit us by mistake, though. So what I'm going to do is switch out for Bobbery instead, because he's not confused. And he's going to bombast both of them. Look how much damage this attack does. The thing is, it just takes a lot of FP, so I was kind of saving it up. But now that she doesn't have that much HP left, I'm just going to go out and use his really powerful bombast. Bobbery is great to have in this fight. I'd say the 3 party members who help the most here would be Vivian, Koops, and Bobbery, because they have multi-hitting attacks. Bobbery's especially just does the most damage. I can see why you might want Bobbery and Vivian the most, but Koops is also a strategic choice for his low FP moves. They just don't take that much FP. But here we have an attack that will kill both the Dead Hands and the Shadow Queen. Bobbery, you finished it off. You did it, boy.
No!
What kind of laugh is... What kind of scream of pain is that, Shadow Queen? Aye. So silly. Also, you only get 1 star point for beating it. It is the end of the game, though, so to be expected. Actually, we'll get to that later.
Impossible. Unthinkable. How could I? I cannot be beaten by lesser beings such as these. And I had just been reborn into this world. I cannot. I must not.
My queen! Go! I just realized how much Marilyn sounds like Patrick. Patrick Star. Totally not intentional. Just ended up that way. And the dark fire's gone out, and the normal fire is right back on. Really cool effect. Candles are really ominous, man. No! Let's get out of here, Marilyn! Go!
Hey, wait!
Princess Peach!
Mario, over here, old boy. The princess is all right. She's not even hurt.
Mario. So, it's all over then. I'm so sorry, Mario. Who knew all this would happen?
Don't you dare apologize, my dear. It was all in a day's work for us,
Thank you, all of you.
Aha! There you are, Mario! Well, well, can you believe those brutes even came after me, an old Goomba? But I still made it here. I was so worried about you all, you have no idea. By the look of things, though, I guess we're in the clear, am I right? You kids sure are the real thing, I tell you. Yes, I seem to be in one piece, too, so all is well.
Really, I've never seen you even in the most recent episode.
So, without further ado, take a look at this. I found this on the way. This must be the treasure we heard rumors of in Rogueport. My theory has been correct all these years. There really was a legendary treasure. Oh, frankly. Now, don't bring me down now. It might be something great, and all's well that ends well. Now, how do we get out of this stink place, anyway?
Let's go home, Mario. Back to everyone. I have to admit, I actually find this end a little bit sad in the way that leaving your party members can only be. That's the only kind of sadness that this could create. The melancholy of an adventure being over. Same thing in Chrono Trigger, man. just that kind of a game. I really like Rogueport in the early morning.
So, you're leaving then? Well, that's too bad. Having you around really did wonders for my research.
Aw, Professor, we never let you monopolize Mario for your research anyway. Besides, you said I could be your research assistant for next term.
Yes, that's right. And I thank you, Goombella. Mario, even after you leave here, please don't forget about us, alright? And we, in return, will wish that you find all the best in the future.
Never ever give up, Mario. That's the most important thing I learned from you. Thanks, Mario. Just promise me you'll think of me now and again, okay?
Mario, thanks to you, I found courage and inner strength. I don't know how to say this, but I think I like myself more since I've known you. And I feel like I've grown closer to my dad. It's also hard to put into words.
My dear, dear Mario, I'm ready to make my comeback in the theater now. I've found so many things on this journey that I can only express on stage. And with these new themes, I am so ready for that wonderful spotlight again. Please do come see me once we've finished rehearsing, and bring Peach too, dear.
Gonzalez. Oh yeah, wait. I've got to stop doing that. It's Mario, right? Well, you'll always be Gonzalez to me, man. Because I was born in the Glitz Pit, and Gonzalez is, and always will be, the champ. So let's meet again, Gonzalez. I mean it, man.
Mario, I feel like I've grown to oh, yeah, never mind. Yeah, I sure do think that you and Peach make a nice couple. I'll never forget my time traveling with you. So, don't forget me either.
Well, old boy, it was most agreeable that I had the chance to meet you. If not for you, then my dear Scarlet would still gaze down on a broken Bob-omb. But now, I'm off to sea again. I know Scarlet would have wanted it that way. Let's see each other again, Mario. And this time, let it be on the high seas, old boy.
Well, it is time for us to part, my little cheese hunk, but I will not say farewell, because you're welcome here anytime. And since you're welcome, you should come anytime you please, sweetie. Now, be careful, and until we meet again, adieu.
Well, the boat's almost here.
Mario! Mushrooms! They sure are slow. Ah, we made it just in time. Take these with you. We brought them so you'd have something to eat on the boat. Yummy! But it's rotten! These are very fresh mushrooms. Well, we already ate them, evidently. Oh, how lovely! Thank you! Everyone, if not for all of you, the world would have fallen into a horrible darkness. But your brave hearts strove for peace, and saved this world. I don't know how to thank you, but know that the entire world is in your debt.
What? Nonsense! We're the ones who should be thanking you, Princess. If you hadn't come to our little town, we'd all be puppets for the Shadow Queen and Grodus. The thought gives me hives.
A mushroom with hives. I did not need to picture that.
Ah, look, Your Highness, I see the boat.
Take care, everyone. Farewell. That's the boat from the prologue that dropped us off in a rogue's welcome. Kind of looks a little Susian.
Oh, forgive my lateness, sir. I must have dozed off a bit. But please, come on board. I'll get you folks back at full steam. Set a course for the Mushroom Kingdom.
Looks very American with those white stars and blue and red boat. Going back to America. Sure was fun hopping around London, though. They are all such lovely people, don't you think? Well, I kind of hate Flurry, but otherwise, yes. I don't have too many good memories of Rogueport, what with the kidnapping and all. But it really is a vibrant town full of love for life, isn't it? Yes, that's why there are skulls on the fences. Mario, I was very frightened when they took me. But, well, Tech was really there for me and helped me get through it all. And I knew that you would come to help me as well. I always believe in that. Thank you, Mario. You're welcome? Maybe I should listen to Toadsworth and behave more like a princess from now on.
Oh, yes. Behaving like a princess. Getting kidnapped more often. Yes, that sounds like an ideal plan. Yes, princess, go with that. That will definitely solve all of our problems. Oh, boy.
Mario, look out there! Rogueport's positively shining! It's so beautiful!
Well, princess, speaking professionally as a plumber, it looks like urine.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right.